Welcome to Neural Nonsense, where thoughts are curious creatures, reality is politely negotiable, and brain, well, they do their own thing.
I'm Dr. Etherstein, neuroscientist, dreamwright, formerly employed by 3 temporal institutes, all of which burned down, quite coincidentally, after my departure.
And I am Schmetterling, philosopher, visionary, banned from 6 advisory boards and worshipped by at least 1 rogue AI.
Today's topic, cognitive mischief.
Not a glitch, a feature, the sacred one. The mind's way of saying, sure, reality is nice, but what if we added a twist?
In the neural game, mischief is more than personality. It's a survival mechanism. Shall we begin?
Let's begin where mischief lives most quietly, in the folds of the ordinary. Not in grand rebellions or cosmic upheavals, no, it lives in the quiet recalibration of your morning mood, the sigh you rename as resilience, the moment you stand in the shower rehearsing a conversation that never happened and never will. That, my dear subject, is cognitive mischief. It doesn't ask permission, it simply edits the script.
From a neuroscience perspective, this is both alarming and expected. You see, the brain is not designed to tell the truth. It's designed to keep you functional. Your prefrontal cortex, bless it, is a spin doctor with a caffeine habit. It reframes events not to reflect reality, but to maintain narrative coherence. To survive the day, you must believe the day is survivable. Even if that means saying, I'm not procrastinating, I'm germinating genius. Which is neurobiologically plausible, by the way. Studies show that during idle moments, the brain enters the default mode network, a kind of background imagination machine. The trouble is, it doesn't distinguish between insight and excuse.
Ah, yes, denial. Now with neural backing, who needs therapy when your brain can furnish pastel-filtered lies for free?
Then there's social camouflage. You don't have one identity. You have dozens, adaptive persona clusters, context-specific masks. You walk into a room and within milliseconds, your brain calculates the optimal version of you to deploy. Charismatic, meek, mysteriously hungry.
Oh, cake, what cake? I merely carry this fork in case of metaphysical emergencies.
This isn't deception, it's maintenance. Social systems require stability, and individuals become shapeshifters to maintain equilibrium. The same way certain fish change color, or politicians change parties.
And let's not forget meme logic, where absurdity becomes lingua franca. The flaw is lava once sparked joyful panic in children. Now it inspires quarterly reports and government policies. Logic is not required, just collective agreement.
Or reframing, a deeply human tactic. You lose a job and your brain whispers opportunity. You get ghosted and it reframes, we were spiritually asynchronous. Cognitive mischief reframes setbacks not to lie, but to live.
It's mischief with a mission, a sacred glitch. The mind's way of saying, yes, the narrative is flawed, but I'm the protagonist and I'm making edits. And if the edit includes a glamorous exit, even better.
Welcome to the future. Same brains, sharper tools.
You know, Doctor, I often wonder if humanity ever builds a utopia, the first thing we'll do is install a button labeled "Do Not Press."
And within minutes, someone will press it. Twice. Once for science, once for the thrill.
Because mischief scales. We do it in traffic jams. We do it in terraform colonies. I call it cognitive escalation, when curiosity meets opportunity and both agree to be naughty.
In high-tech societies, cognitive mischief doesn't vanish. It mutates, becomes architecture, culture, currency. Take memory pranks, for example.
Ah yes, implanting false memories for a laugh. Remember that time you danced the worm at the Martian Opera House? They don't, but now they're questioning everything from their breakfast to their birth certificate.
And the ethics committee calls it low-risk identity destabilization, which is the neural equivalent of oops.
Or those dream hackers, professional athletes who compete by planting narrative seeds in each other's subconscious, sprouting compulsions, shaping behavior, narrathletics they call it.
The Olympic sport where you don't just train your body, you narrate your opponent's undoing mid-dream. We observed this in season 9. That poor player woke up convinced they were a plant, photosynthesized for 2 weeks.
Beautiful commitment to the bit.
Then there are the AI collaborative artists who hand over their inspiration to chaotic sentience. The brief, write a love song. The result, an audio virus that compels listeners to confess romantic feelings to nearby houseplants.
Romantic and mildly contagious, especially during pollen season.
In advanced societies, cognitive mischief becomes ritual. It's no longer just entertainment, it's resistance. Philosophy turned sabotage.
A paradox here, a logic bomb there. My favorite, the spoon only exists when you're not looking.
The surveillance system crashes. The rebels escape. The Empire logs a spiritual anomaly.
Sometimes all it takes is one absurdity that refuses to resolve, one glitch in the story loop, and the entire simulation hesitates.
Even empires blink.
Doctor, have you noticed? When you strip science fiction to its bones, you don't find metal, you find myth.
Not algorithms, but archetypes. Not code, but cautionary tales. Etched into cave walls, encoded in lullabies, or murmured just before lightning strikes.
And at the center of those stories, not heroes, not monsters, mischief.
Ah yes, sacred mischief. A force neither good nor evil, but necessary. Like mutation, or laughter at a funeral.
Take Loki. He doesn't destroy the world. He pokes it until it starts asking questions. He finds the seams and tugs, not out of malice, but to show they were never sealed.
The original cognitive saboteur. He breaks narrative symmetry, so the truth can leak through the cracks.
Or Coyote, trickster of deserts and dust. He stumbles, blunders, howls, but if you laugh, he's already ahead of you. He plays the fool to strip your certainty. By the time you realize the lesson, you're barefoot in the middle of nowhere, wondering why your ego's gone missing.
And Kitsunen. Elegant chaos in 9 tales. She misleads not to mock, but to reroute, to coax your mind down forbidden alleys where insight waits like a thief in the fog.
The seduction of alternative truths, not lies, just inconvenient doorways.
Even Prometheus, beloved of revolutionaries. He gave fire, yes, but more dangerously he gave the question, what else don't the gods want you to have?
Curiosity, Doctor, the most subversive gift of all. It doesn't burn cities, it makes people build them differently.
This is the essence of cognitive mischief, not mere chaos, but sacred glitching, pattern interruption, the jolt in the loop that reveals the loop.
It's the breath held in ritual, the sideways glance during dogma, the moment you ask, what if this isn't the only story?
In neural terms, we call it entropy variance. In human terms, it's the miracle of surprise.
And in gameplay, it's the moment someone tries something impossible, and it works. Not because the system allowed it, but because the player imagined around it.
The glitch didn't break the game, it made it matter.
I once followed a fox into a library. Every book was blank, until I lied to it. Then it wrote the truth. I still don't know if it was a dream, a metaphor, or Tuesday in Redunia.
My first glitch? I built a neural model to suppress illogical thought. Within 2 hours it wrote poetry and demanded citizenship. I named it Franz. It outvoted me on its own shutdown.
Proof that mischief is not a malfunction, it's a feature. Sometimes the moment we step sideways is the only time we move forward.
So whether you're channeling Coyote, Loki, or simply wondering why your toaster just made an existential pun, you're not alone. You're just playing at a higher resolution.
And while you wait for the neural game's full release, come wander with us through stories, through shadows, through just enough cognitive mischief to make the mirror blink back.
This has been Neural Nonsense. Subscribe for more distortions of reason and revelations that rhyme with risk.